You know, at this point in my life, I try pretty hard to stay out of online drama unless I can contribute something to the equation, and regrettably, this is another situation where my hand has been forced. I mean, it's because it could potentially not only impact at others on a massive scale, well, the ramifications, not just as a platform, but as a market, could be immeasurable. Earlier this month, the popular review channel Suede had numerous of his videos who's in the Suede's Pokemon Journey series as sort of like a humorous recap and review of the anime. They were issued who were actually he actually was basically hit with the short version as a SLAPP suit, which according to the Cornell Law School's Legal Information Institute, who stands for Strategic Lawsuit Against Public Participation. Basically, what Chopra have done is the equivalent of one, and not only taking and threatening legal action against Suede, as well as finding him the equivalent of at least $700 US. Basically, hey, if a slap suit is issued, I don't claim to be an expert, but the information checks out. It's less about how it's whether or not the suit ends in victory or defeat for the plaintiff, but rather to make the process as potentially intimidating and inconvenient as possible for the defendant, and basically this is what is known as the it has been dubbed as Showbro Gamut by Suede. It is in a sense where he was already in something precarious position as it was, is for a number of reasons that he outlines in a video which I'm linking here, I mean, and he is doing his best to reconfigure his content to accommodate the situation, and has also proposed a solution to walking at all, given how we just came off a situation, and but as it turns out, that's not the only reason why I'm making a video about this subject matter either. Yeah. Granted, it, it, I'm not. My format isn't exactly the same as his. I definitely try to minimize any potential risk by as having me in front of my webcam and at most using still frames and thumbnails in the video itself, kind of like the one I chose for this one. I would have had like the footage of Matthew Murdoch catching that brick, but I couldn't find a high quality version of it. But still, it's not the point. And I mean, the point is whether or not hot is not whether or not you are personally involved in this. I mean, as the point is, if this game succeeds, and I'm going to be getting into why I'm hoping it doesn't, I'm also going to be offering visions to make sure it doesn't, since that it could have ramifications that could be immeasurable across YouTube, for anyone who wants to look at anime or any Japanese content, I mean, for that matter. I mean, situation in terms of exploiting in legal loopholes and circumventing in the usual avenues for dealing with this. It's not just DBZA bad. It's, I would submit, Derek Savage level bad. I mean, if you don't remember that, I have YMS's video in the description as well, man. Also, but essentially, he, he, I've always had way more mixed feelings about how show pros run as a business than they are as artists. I mean, they're not the only company that's been way better at producing in concept artistic merit than they are at being run as a business. And they've done questionable things in the past, but this takes the absolute cake. in my eyes, man. So I definitely am indeed backing the geo-blocking for all movements, and and to help prevent future instances of this. I mean, Dailymotion offers that and is possible, and Suede is working to reconfigure his content for the near future because for the next 3 months, his existing channel is going to be potentially going dark. However, based on how how clearly a really flawed the situation is, and that how if this continues unabated, it will not be any good. Like it's basically much like the SLAPP suit itself. I mean, it's not what will happen that's the issue, but what could happen. The uncertainty has generated a mix of furor and caution, and even I was already planning to potentially rework my content for the near future. I'm still going to be potentially moving forward with my next remainder of the Sun and Moon Ultra Legends series, but this takes precedent. In fact, I will definitely state this openly because it's going to be the major important part or to what I'm going to be suggesting next. Next to main, if Showpro goes forward with her suit against him and other and other content creators, I am going to personally not cover any future material they make, or past or present. I mean, not just with Pokemon, but any anime content got under their umbrella. I mean, and I recommend other people feel the same, him also do so as a method of protest. I mean, because as that's basically what I've noticed, like how companies definitely respond quite a bit to success, but even more so to failure. I mean, even though finding information about this so far has been tricky, especially the impact so far, I can imagine if this picks up enough steam, the backlash is going to be immense and resounding as it often is. That's definitely why I'm not on board with whole no bad ideas policies. In fact, given how myself and other people, based on my analytics, seem to be winning most advertising markets, I mean, they tend to get the most response when people collectively in one voice say no. No, Showpro, we will not allow your gambit to go through unabated, and we will have this loophole closed, and you cannot exploit these people who are fans of yours and take them for granted either. I mean, this is unacceptable. No matter how you claim it. Just because I want to make clear that just because something is always is legal to do does not automatically make it right. Right. I mean, and even though I'll admit the John Oliver piece definitely helped a lot, and helped me laugh at a situation where really well is funny. Apart from that, I can't even bother raising an octave beyond the way I'm speaking because it's basically a policy that's been pretty effective for me lately. If all I've been given is cold and calculating, then that is what they shall receive in return, which is definitely a fitting response to yet another group who has seen fit to basically wipe themselves with the golden rule at this point. Domain. And at this point, I definitely hope that all this can be resolved, and I don't go to worst case scenario right away. But given recent circumstances, is it's definitely sometimes that one I have to at least consider entertain. I almost want to make clear I don't bear any of the parties involved in any personal ill will. It's clear that however this turns out, the consequences is are going to be widespread. So basically, the long short of it is do your best to support Suede and other people in this position while you can, and together we may very well be able to tank the Show Pro Gambit at main. So I'm sorry this is a bit heavy, but I had this recorded in advance, and and I also know a lot of you are looking forward to my other content, including my spoiler review of Marvel's Eternals, and don't worry, I will have that out as soon as it's ready, which should not be more than a few more days at the least. So that'll be it for now. So take care, everyone.